A pleasant day, everyone. I am Charlene Congreso,
I'm Grace Jimenez,
and we are the reporters of the Lesson 2, the learners
in the eye.
of the K-12 curriculum.
So here's our objectives. In this lesson, you will be able to describe the characteristics of the target learners of the K-12 curriculum. Reflect on the ways the learners could be taught in the K-12 curriculum. Okay, we all know that William Strauss and Nell Howe is one of the authors of Generation, the Generation Z. What is Generation Z? So Generation Z is all about the technology. It is all about how the technology is being applied to the learners and to the teachers. So Generation Z, it is all about the practices, how to use the technology and what are the importance of technology in our daily life. As these Generation Z learners are more comfortable with the use of technology in our everyday life. So technology has a biggest role in our life just to help us to find some information and to help us to communicate with others and help to improve our learning ability. Now, a classroom can also have multitude of learners. So they can have very different backgrounds, interests, preconceptions, and perspectives with them. So I will discuss to you the types of learners. Number one learner, the imaginative learner. These types of learner are more feeling and reflective, preferring to speak about experiences, listening to others, and responding to them. So this learner, this imaginative learner, wants to talk with others, wants to have a brainstorming, so that he can find some information that is will compare to the information that he or she built. So this kind of learner is want to interact with others and have a better communication with others, just to find different information, just to gather informations and the different ideas. Number two learner is the analytical learner. They prefer to reflect and to think. So they are knowledge-oriented, pondering over concepts and acquiring facts. They would prefer to be left alone to their own devices as they objectively look, solving problems in systematic matter. So this kind of learner is, he wants to be alone and he wants not to communicate with others. He wants to build different ideas with herself or with himself. And observable in this nowadays where there are students who wants to be alone and can directly get some information without any distractions, without people surrounding him or her.
Now is the type 3 learner. The type 3 learner is a common sense learner. They prefer to think and learn by doing. The best example of this is a pupils because of their interest and curiosity out of curiosity. Like for example, there is a laptop and the teacher is using a laptop in their lessons, and this kind of pupils or learner has the common sense or the curiosity, what does this object or this laptop can do, because ginanito kasi yun ni teacher, ginanto ganyan ni teacher. That is why out of curiosity they really want to engage with that object or with that thing. The next type of learner is the type 4 learner, which is the dynamic learner. They tend to favor creating and acting as their way to learn. They do not simply like to learn for the sake of learning, but rather find meaning in the experiences they have. The best example of this type 4 learner is those students or learners or pupils that has their ability to, like for example, just like the laptop, the object or a laptop that the teacher is using in their lesson, is that they have the curiosity how this thing or how the laptop will going to work. Just like if the laptop is off, then they have the interest or their own way to how to make it on, how to make it work. If they click the other letter which does not make the laptop on or work, then they will have the other curiosity or thinking skills where they can really make the laptop on. And that is why this dynamic learner They do not simply like to learn just for the sake of learning, but rather than to learn by experiencing it.
Okay, so what learning styles do you think is more representative of today's learners? What behaviors would support to your idea? So for me, I think learner 1 is the best. Why? The imaginative learner. Because we can get a lot of information and ideas through working with others. So you can give better decision knowing everybody's suggestion. Next is, what do you think are the immediate challenges that the teaching learning process could have? In what ways could we possibly address these challenges? So the most common challenges that the learners then encountering is stress in family or in financial problem. Second is the family pressure. Third is different kind of personal problems. And lastly is the academic preparation. So what's the best solution for this? So the teachers should be motivate the learners. They should be motivated also. The learners should be motivated also in school through different learning strategies of teachers.
And now, what traits should teachers in the modern classroom have? Describe how each trait could help in the teaching and learning process. So first you have to be, as a teacher, you have to be an aspiring teacher. It is very important, and also you have to be flexible. You also have the patience, because of course elementary students, our pupils in elementary are, they are so energetic, and we teachers should really have a long patience in understanding their behaviors, different characteristics, and etc. And as a teacher, you should also be a productive teacher, courageous teacher, and lastly, an approachable teacher, and many more traits that you should have to become a modern teacher in your future pupils in the future. The realization of this topic is all about,
Since we are in this K-12 curriculum, we all know that technology is very useful to the learners, especially to the teachers. Because technology gives a motivation to the learners to learn more effectively and be productive in all ways. Because technology gives fun and entertainment that gives the learners to be more and productive and be participative in every learning.
and also the realization of this topic is that it helped us as a future teacher to have the courage and to be aware of the traits that we should apply to ourselves to be more effective teacher in the future to our pupils.